Hello and welcome back to the channel, Dombat Fat Loss, or whatever I decide to call it now. It might be Dombat Fitness or Dombat Mounjaro Journey, I'm not sure. Anyway, before we get started, I'm not a doctor, so this is just informational. Go and see a doctor, but if you're taking any medicines or anything, blah, blah, blah. And subscribe. Anyway, this is week 15, believe it or not. I haven't done a video for probably over a month. Time just flies when you're having fun. So in terms of Mounjaro, not much has been going on. The weight has been going down slowly, which I guess is good because you don't want to end up with that saggy skin. I must admit though, when you're on the Facebook forums or Facebook pages and you're reading about weight loss, some people lose a huge amount really quickly. And you think, well, what are they doing? Because I've noticed that lack of sleep sometimes, so if I get a few days or 6 hours, weight will plateau or go up. If I eat a little bit later sometimes, I try not to have dinners anyway, to be honest, but if I do feel peckish and I eat a bit later, weight will go up. And if I eat too little, which is actually easy to do on Mounjaro because you don't feel hungry a lot of the time, then weight will plateau or go up. So to all these people out there that say eat less, it's not as simple as that, because if you eat less, you seem to gain it. It's weird, but your body obviously goes into some kind of starvation mode and holds on to all the calories it can, basically. But anyway, I'm making a conscious effort to go to bed a bit earlier, by 10 o'clock at night, because 2-year-olds keeps me getting up at like 5, which is quite annoying. So yeah, sleep is very important to control those hormones and things like that. Eating late is bad as well, because I read that that can increase cortisol and it just makes everything get stored as fat. So yes, it's complicated. It's not just like take Mounjaro and lose weight. You have to plan what you're doing and do exercises and drink enough and all that kind of stuff for it to happen. Anyway, so week 15. So let's go through the stats. I started off at 18 stone, 10 pounds, which is 262 pounds or 120 kilograms. So now I'm down to 17 stone, which is 108 kilograms or 238 pounds. So that's a loss of 12 kilograms in what, around 3 and a bit months? So that's not too bad, I guess. And it's a loss of 24 pounds. I must admit, I was dragging my feet a little bit because I wanted to get down to 16 stone 10, which would have been 2 pounds. But my weight for this last week and a half has been like this, which is frustrating. So maybe on the next video, I'll be below 16.10, which would be amazing. Anyway, so I'm on this 7.5 milligram dose now. And I must admit, I wasn't going to do this originally, but I did. I did the golden dose on the last pen, only because I thought, well, I saw on a Facebook group that if you turn the plunger quite hard, it's easy to get it past the stop. So I thought, I'll give it a try, because I didn't want to go into all that buying diabetic needles and sort of sucking it out and all this kind of stuff. I didn't really want to do it, actually, but I thought the risk is quite low, to be honest, and people seem to be doing it all the time, and it is quite expensive medicine. So anyway, I did it. I twisted the thing, didn't take much effort, primed it as usual, unscrewed it, and injected the golden dose, and nothing happened. I just got another week for free, basically. That's not advice. Read instructions and follow your doctor's advice. That was just for me. Disclaimer there, which is good. It's funny, actually, if you go on a Facebook group and someone goes, what's the golden dose? The group will then get deleted overnight, because the Facebook bots are always looking for things like dose and golden dose and things like that. So these groups that have thousands of people then just disappear, and you have to look for another one and rejoin it almost every day. It's quite amusing, really. And there was a stage where everyone was going, have you got a discount code for this pharmacy? And there'll be loads of people putting discount codes on there. Delete. So if you're going to join a Facebook group, don't mention Mounjaro, say MJ. Don't mention the golden dose. say GD, and just like stay away from anything dodgy like self-promotion, promotional spam, all that kind of stuff, because it will get the group deleted, which makes people go a bit crazy, to be honest. Right, I've been having quite a lot of fun doing fitness. As you may have seen on my earlier videos, I've got Hydro Rower, which is awesome. I've got at the same time as I started Mounjaro. I've had a Peloton bike for, I don't know, 5 or 6 years before COVID, or during COVID, I think, actually. I like cycling, so I'm a British Cycling Level 2 coach. So I have several bikes I use. I've got a folding bike and a cargo bike to take the kids to school, things like that. So I like riding outside as well. But around here, it's a bit dangerous because car drivers are dicks, basically. Even though I'm a car driver, but you know, they sort of shout abuse at you and blah, blah, blah. I've bought a pull-up rack, a cheap one. I got it off a store in the UK called Robert Dyer's, which used to be a high street store that sold things like kettles and toasters. And I think they may have been taken over. And I'm not even sure they have shops on the high street now. They might do. But anyway, I bought a cheap pull-up rack for like £80. And it can take quite a big load. It can take my load, but it is a bit rickety. But for 80 quid, can't expect much. And I thought it'd be good to get into kettlebells. So there's been some good sales on around the time of Prime Day. It wasn't Black Friday, it was Prime Day recently. And Amazon have their own brand of kettlebells, Amazon Basics, but they wouldn't ship until September, which has been a 2-month wait, which is like, okay, what, they're making them in China or something. So there's a place in the UK called Fitness Superstore, and they had really nice, just solid cast iron kettlebells, half price. So I bought a pair of 6 kilograms for my wife and daughter to use, a pair of 10 kilograms, 112, a pair of 16s, and a pair of 24 kilograms. Now, the reason I bought 2 24s was I want to do high rocks, which is a athletic competition, I guess. It's all around the world. Just Google it, high rocks it's called. And there's an exercise in there called farmer's carry, where you have to carry 2 24 kilogram kettlebells, this is for men, over a 200-meter course, basically. I think women have to do 2 16 kilogram kettlebells, hence I bought 16s as well. So that was interesting because I've done that last week and definitely got stronger in my forearms and shoulders. But I'll show you some videos in a minute if you can bear seeing a wobbly gut, basically. Or I like to CBT it, actually. You know, cognitive behavior therapy, it's not saggy fat anymore, but it might be a bit of saggy skin. It's definitely changed since I started on this because I was a bit plump, but now definitely sort of toning up and getting fitter, which is awesome. But talking of cycling, last week I didn't do any rowing or anything at home because I was going by train up to London, where my stop is a big station called London Waterloo. And then my office is at Paddington, near London Paddington Station. So it's about maybe a 4.5 mile, 5 mile bike ride. So I went up and down my folding bike. So you can take folding bikes on the train in the morning, but not normal bikes because they're usually really busy. Lots of commuters standing and things. And it was really, I was very apprehensive on Monday, which was the first day, because last time I rode in London, years ago, it was just like, I'd never do it again. It was so dangerous. Car drivers wanted to kill you constantly. There were cyclists that want to kill you by zipping in and out of traffic, jumping red lights, and just being complete idiots, basically. This was nice. There were still idiots, lovely weather. But it's fascinating what you saw. So I'll show you a bit of a montage of cycling through London. All of it was on bike lanes, virtually. At least 4 miles was on bike lanes. Really big ones, like Dutch would have. They had things like bike traffic lights, which is interesting. So even cyclists are jumping the bike traffic lights, which is a bit weird, I thought. But most people were law-abiding. And the exhilarating thing was there was always someone in front of you to chase. So you could zoom past some old lady on the bike with a wicker basket. It's like, yeah, see you later, old lady. Then it'd be someone else on a sort of racing bike, all wearing all the Lycras, like, yeah, see you later, Lycra boy. And just zoom along. So that was pretty good fun, I thought. What else? I can't think of anything really. No, I've been rambling. Anyway, this has been over 10 minutes, so I'm going to put on some videos now of rowing, getting your knees up. Not sure what that's called because I can't do a pull up, so I just raise my knees up to train my six pack, I guess, to tone up, and then a bit of farmer's carry, and then a bit of a London montage. So anyway, I'll narrate it, but see you later. Here we are rowing. The bottom video is April when I started this journey, and the top one is tonight in July 2025. Sorry, they're a little bit out of sync, but they're not too bad. And there's definitely a difference, isn't there? So I would say my gut or belly in the top one is definitely smaller. Still a way to go, but it's definitely smaller. My man boobs are smaller. I don't look so knackered. And if you look at the screen, actually, I've run a little bit further in the old video, but I'm not tired at all in the top one. Bottom one, I just look completely knackered. Here's the knees up thing. I'm not sure what the technical name is, but I'll do 3 lots of this with 10 knees up, which is cool. That's my cheap £80 rack. And here we are doing the farmer's carry with 2 times 24 kilograms. That's 48 kilograms in total. Walking 200 steps around the garden, which is quite good fun. I don't look ripped yet, but it's definitely better than before. If you're wondering what the red strap is, that's my heart rate monitor from my zone. So I wear that on the rowing machine, wear that on the bike, and wear it doing weights as well. So here we are cycling over Westminster Bridge, approaching the Houses of Parliament. I think it's quite a nice shot. Loads of tourists on the path. Oh, here we are, outside Parliament. Some bozo comes down the outside, doesn't queue, and then, oh, I'm going to cross all of you. It's like, don't be stupid. Bye. And there's people queuing to take photos outside the traditional phone boxes. There's this woman there who was standing there for several minutes, pouting shots, and there's this massive queue. It's like very strange. Made me laugh a bit, but I guess it's London, isn't it? And then going back across Westminster Bridge, look at all the tourists in this bike path. This is the only time I used it. Now I stay on the road and follow that bus. There's people in the path. I've got a little bell and I've got a little electronic tutor sort of thing, but it's a bit dangerous because these people walk out and there's an ice cream truck up here. There's this guy having a picture taken. I think I photobombed that hopefully, which is good. Here's the ice cream truck. You know, there's people buying ice creams. They could step back in the road. I could flatten them basically. So this is the first and last time I used this bike lane. Please subscribe and see you for the next video. Take care.